So I want to start off by talking about the absolute basics of the situation, the problem that we're faced with. And I often tell the story about there was this kind of a roundtable lunch last year in April 2024, and there was a member of parliament and myself and about 15, 20 other cybersecurity leaders invited to this luncheon. And it was to have a discussion about the future of cybersecurity. And it was all about how do we get more people to do more cybersecurity, to invest in cybersecurity, what legislation do we pass, what do we force them to do, how do we make them spend more money, even things like set minimum budgets, it should be at least this percentage of the IT budget. And so, first of all, it seems very self-serving. And the reality is we're not delivering results. And I was very frustrated during this lunch because if you look at the facts, every year we are spending more money on cybersecurity in absolute terms. We are spending more money on cybersecurity in relative terms. So as a percentage of IT budget, that's growing as well. And what have we achieved? There's been absolutely no reduction in the amount of cybersecurity breaches, cybersecurity attacks. In fact, it's increasing exponentially. And we are forecasting it to only get worse. And we're complaining about ever-increasing complexity. It's basically impossible to stay on top of stuff. Things are now so complex, so bad, that we basically say it's not a matter of if, it's when. How is this positive, right? Why should we be doing more of this? And I think that's the very first problem that we have is we're not solving the problem. And I'll talk about this more probably on the next video, actually. But one of the biggest epiphanies I've had in 25 years in cybersecurity, starting out as a teenage hacker who was basically purely technical to try and mature IT process. And now I'm looking at it from a very strategic standpoint. The biggest epiphany I've ever had is security issues or quality issues. What allows security issues to happen are vulnerabilities, and they are quality issues in code, in configuration, in build, in architecture, in lifecycle management, in maintenance process, even in UI that causes a user to make a mistake, or it can be in the actual business process. It can be like the system can be fine. It can be just a context thing where it shouldn't be used in that particular context. These are what's actually causing the vulnerabilities, which enables the security problems to occur. And if you think about it as quality defects, well, there are many, many mature industries that have dealt with these problems quite successfully. And they actually spend less money every year, or at least the same amount of money every year, and achieve results where the number of defects or incidents over time decrease dramatically at first and then reach quite a low baseline. And if you look at that graph like that, I hope this video plays like that, it's kind of like ours, except, their graph is like this. Our graph is like turned onto its side, it's like that. Our issues are exploding and theirs are going down. And I'll cover why in the next video. But the very first thing we have to realize is that the current approach doesn't work. And most of us practicing in the field, we're very dogmatic about it. We know it as best practice. It's what you're supposed to do. It's the way we've always done it. It's really, really important, if you're watching this series, to just clean the slate. Start from zero. Lesson 1, security issues are caused by quality defects. This is the single most important foundational concept, and quality defects can take many, many forms. Once you start looking at the problem from this perspective, then we have a wealth of knowledge from other industries that shows us how to handle this problem, and it works very effectively. It works very effectively for those other industries, and anecdotally, it also works very well for security. So the next little video I'll make will be about that. But first of all, clean the slate and accept that what we've been doing needs to go in the bin. There will be places where we can use it, salvage some of it, but it's not the mainstay. So for now, chuck it in the bin. It's about quality. It's not about what we've been doing. We need to stop doing that and go from here.